ends of the earth. I hope everyone's day has been going well. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. I am going to be talking about language learning specifically today. Language learning is something that I've done for a majority of my life. As a Canadian, we have our curriculum geared towards us being bilingual. So we have to learn French up until ninth grade, and then after that we get to choose whether or not. But for the most part, we have to learn French in order for us to be able to have basic conversations in French afterwards, since we are a multilingual country. Specifically, we have Quebec, where they mainly speak French over there. So we have to learn. That's part of Canada. Our very education system is built on making sure that we are either bilingual, multilingual, or polyglots. And it's a very important facet of our life. That's what I get from our education system, is that it teaches us that being multilingual, being able to speak more than one language is a very important thing. It's a very important aspect of life that we all should have some form of understanding in. And obviously languages don't have to just mean languages that we speak. Coding is a different form of language too. That's a different way of us communicating. So yeah, today I wanted to share some of my language learning tips, mainly just the apps that I use that I think are very helpful within my own language learning journey. And I hope that they are helpful to you guys, and that they may give you some apps that you haven't heard about before. Maybe there are apps that you have heard about before. So yeah, before I get started, I would like for you guys to hit a like and hit the subscribe button, as well as turning on the notifications so you guys are aware of the next time I upload a video. But make sure you guys sit back and relax. Also, please share your language journey as well. Share the languages that you're learning or languages that you want to learn. Share whether you are bilingual or you're not bilingual, or if you're aiming to go towards there. Let me know in the comment section below. But yeah, let's get started. The first app that I'm going to be talking about is Duolingo. Everybody, I think, in the language learning sphere knows what Duolingo is, but in case you guys don't know, I have my little blurb here that I'm going to read off of. But I'm also going to have clips playing as I speak, so you guys will be able to see what I'm talking about. So Duolingo is a very popular app for those who are just getting started with the language learning journey. And this is personally one that I have used to learn my Spanish, to get my Spanish to where it is now. I am a intermediate Spanish, I would say early intermediate, but that's also as a result of me not having been very consistent with it in a while. But I picked up Spanish in high school, and after taking my first class with a teacher I really adore, I can't remember her name, but there's a teacher I absolutely adore there, and she really made Spanish learning really fun. So when I finished taking her course in high school, I decided that I was going to go on Duolingo and I was going to learn how to speak Spanish through Duolingo, and it really benefited me a lot. I know there's sometimes some people say that Duolingo is not the best for the most part, because I think of the fact that there's times where you're using sentences that don't make any sense, and it really confuses people. For me, I always found that even though it was weird and was very odd, I found that it was a really beneficial way of learning something, because although the sentence itself may not make any sense at all grammatically, you can switch out the things that don't make sense for it to make sense. So that's something that I did appreciate with the app. I'm not sure, maybe other people might appreciate it as well. Maybe I'm not the only one. I hope I'm not the only one, because I do think it's a very beneficial app to use. But really and truly, it does help you. It helps you to start translating languages from the early stages, and it also has little indications to help you know, okay, if you don't remember what the word for blue, the color blue is, there's little indications on the letter or on the word, so you can click on it and you can see it. So that's it for Duolingo. The next app I have is a French and English learning app called Mauril. It's a free learning app that allows you to learn in a fun and engaging way. They provide you with a placement test to make sure you're learning at your respective level before engaging you with videos to watch and to listen to and questions to test your knowledge. They also provide these little challenges after each video that you watched that you can try in real time. These challenges are used to test your knowledge in written, auditory, or vocal forms. These methods are to ensure that you're more confident in yourself as you're learning the language. The content used within the learning app are taken from CBC and Radio Canada's content library, which are tailored for your learning level and appropriate difficulty. I haven't used this as much, to be completely honest, but this was one that I've known, I think, from high school. I believe I was in high school when I first learned about the app, and it was one of the platforms that I did want to use during one of my French courses in high school because there was some content that I didn't really understand. So I felt that, okay, I need to work on my French more, and let me go see if there's a French app, and Mauril popped up. So that's one app that I did want to use. In the video that, in the clips I have, you're gonna see that I have some videos of the lessons that I was doing at the time. I haven't taken a placement test in a while on Mauril, but the last time I did, I think I was like late beginner, early intermediate. So yeah, but I really like it because it allows you to listen to what's being said, but you can also watch the person as well. So when you're hearing them speak, you can see them and you can pinpoint how their mouth moves and what mouth shapes that they make whenever they're speaking and whenever they're saying words and stuff. So yeah, that's Mauril. I really do like that app. I would suggest you guys watching it, especially because watching videos is a really good way too of learning a different language, especially if you're a person that likes to watch like K-dramas and stuff. That's kind of going in later. The next one I have is a Korean app, but if you were the type of person that loves to watch media in the target language, I think Mauril would really help in that it's using actual French media in order to teach you about the French language. So I think it's beneficial. The next app that I have is Teuida. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's an app that I adore. I love this app so much. It's a first-person virtual conversation app, and it allows you to speak in real-time scenarios, real-life scenarios, from the comfort of your own phone. Doesn't matter where you are. You could be at your home, you could be at school, you could be at the library, maybe not the library because you're supposed to be quiet there, but you could be anywhere, and you can use the app to actively learn the language as if you're speaking to a Korean person right in front of you. It uses AI pronunciation analysis to provide immediate feedback on your pronunciation, and they provide bilingual tutors to teach you the language, and they teach you the lessons as well. They have an array of scenarios that you get to play out. Some of them have an array of scenarios that you get to play out, and some of them you get to act out as the main character of like a rom-com, kind of like a Your Name novel from like a Wattpad story where they say, oh, your name says this, and that's like kind of what you have to say. This kind of has the same idea. You get to play a character, you're interacting with other people, and your name, which is you get to speak in this. So it's not like you're just reading, you can actually get to speak into this as well. I think my favorite one of this series is the manager one. You had to do an interview to get into the company, and after you get into the company, you and your manager end up having like this romantic thing going on. It's really good. I love it. I'm a sucker for rom-coms, honestly, but yeah. Overall, I do think the app is truly phenomenal. It has a streak system implemented as well, and this one you get to grow a plant. So the more that you study and the more you practice, the more the plant is watered and it grows. I would highly suggest trying this out if you really want to study Korean. I think even Japanese too, they have a Japanese language learning aspects in there too, so you can learn Japanese too. Speaking is one of the most important things that you can do when you're learning a language. I see that completely from the trips I've taken to Cuba, or the trips I've taken to Dominican Republic, anywhere with Spanish. It's really benefited me. Like, one of my favorite stories that I might tell you guys later, but just to give a brief rundown, one of my favorite experiences is being able to understand locals without having to struggle, but also being able to speak and help out a local when they need an assistance with something. So not even just a local, but just a Spanish speaking person in general. If they can only speak Spanish and I'm learning Spanish and I can understand and I can help, it really brings me joy to know that I can help them by understanding their language. So yeah, I think that if you guys really, really do want to learn Korean or any other language, definitely, especially Korean and Japanese, definitely look to Teuida, because they really help you with the speaking aspect of it. The next app I have is Learn Japanese Sensei. So this one, I really value lessons that are taught by native speakers. When I was self-learning Korean, there is I keep wanting to call him a professor. I don't know if he is. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't. I'm not sure. But there's a teacher called Mr. Kim, and he teaches Learn Korean in Korean. He'll teach us that on YouTube. Hopefully, I'll either put it over here or I'll put a link in the description. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna just put something there. But Mr. Kim, he teaches Korean solely in Korean. And I think it's been one of my favorite videos to watch on YouTube when it comes to learning Korean, because you're getting it in a raw form. They're teaching you how to speak Korean, but they're not giving you English to kind of bounce off of in a way. So they're expecting you that you can use context clues to understand what they're saying. And Mr. Kim, he makes it very plain, so it won't be too difficult for you to understand what he's saying and what he's trying to get across to you. So he makes it very accessible for people to understand the language. In university, when I was in university, I took Italian, and my professors were Italian. And there were courses where they were solely speaking Italian. They would not speak in English at all. And we had to try to figure out what they were saying. Our level had to be at the degree that they had. So I got up to an intermediate Italian. The level had to be at a particular level in order for us to even take the course. I'm not going to lie, I struggled. But it was beneficial. I found that it was beneficial because it was forcing me to adapt to my surroundings, forcing me to learn more. Because if I didn't learn more, I was just going to fail the course. And I'm not the type of person to fail courses. I don't like failing courses. That's not my thing. But I don't think it's anybody's thing. But yeah, so with this course now, this course was created by a person named Tae Kim, and the app itself is taken from information from his grammar guide titled A Guide to Japanese Grammar, a Japanese Approach to Learning Japanese Grammar. As the title suggests, it's been created by a native Japanese speaker who's offering a Japanese perspective in learning Japanese. I really value this type of lesson because you're learning it from the person who speaks it. It's kind of like if you're learning how to cook food from a culture that isn't your own, learning it authentically from a person that was from that culture is so much better. Because you're getting from their perspective. You're getting it from the actual cultural perspective of it instead of getting it from someone else that kind of learned it and they want to teach it to other people. It's still both very good, but I think that it's very valuable to get it from, kind of like getting it from the source material in a way. We do tend to find, whenever we're learning, I'll use Korean for example. When learning Korean, there's a lot of instances where they tell you to pronounce an for example, the letter, they tell you to pronounce it like egg. So a lot of people pronounce it egg. So it's egg, right? but in a way that might not be the most beneficial thing, because there's sometimes words or letters that don't have any English, they don't have an English counterpart. So since they don't have an English counterpart, it's kind of hard for you to do that comparison to say, okay, I'm just going to compare it to English when there's some letters that don't have an English counterpart. So in this way, it's better for you to learn it in the perspective of the language you're learning instead of trying to learn it from your own understanding. This is like a situation where forgetting all you know and then learning new is the best way, instead of trying to learn based off of the information that you already have, when the information you already have doesn't necessarily line up with this new information you're getting. But yeah, that is Learn Japanese Sensei. That's all I have for today. Those are all the apps I have so far that I think are very beneficial. If you guys liked this video, please like it and subscribe and share this video. If you guys want to see a different kind of video, maybe a video on like the web browsers I use for learning, because there are web browsers I use as well, then definitely leave a like and definitely comment it as well. Comment if you would like to see that, and I'll consider making a video in that form. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here. I hope you guys are enjoying the last few weeks of summer break. For those in Canada, I hope you guys are enjoying the last few weeks of summer break. And for those in America, I hope you guys are enjoying your school year. I know your school year just started, so I hope everything is running smoothly. I hope you have everything that you need. And yeah, if you guys wanted me to make another like study type of video as well, definitely leave a comment below as well for that. But yeah, I'm gonna leave now. I'm gonna have to get ready because I have to go somewhere. But I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye,